Hi, my name is Varun Painter and you are watching PowerDrift, India's most loved auto publication on YouTube. In this video, we are talking about the Hornet 2.0 and we're trying to answer that question, does it bridge the gap between a 160cc and a 200cc motorcycle? If you watch the video till the very end, there's also a giveaway from Big Bad Bikes. Let's begin.
Welcome to PowerDrift. We have a news bulletin for you. Today, Honda has launched the brand new Hornet 2.0 in India featuring a larger 184cc engine. It makes more power, more torque, and for the first time in the segment, it's got an upside down fork in the front. Now, already in gear, all we are waiting for is the test bike. Acha, you're finally here. Decided to get some testing done, is it? But you walked from Manesar to Pune or what? Took you 3 months to do it. Well, anyway, now that you're here, shall we get some testing done? Shall we find out what your story is? Come, let's go.
The Hornet is a legendary model in Honda's global history. But in India, we know the Hornet as a large 162cc motorcycle with a lot of presence. And this is version 2.0. Same name but a totally new motorcycle with sleek new styling and a large 2.0 badge. The surprise is that it has become smaller. The Hornet 2.0 doesn't feel or look big. The tank feels narrower between the knees, it's less tall, and parked next to the old one it actually looks visibly smaller. But only the design has become more compact.
So that is the brand new 184cc Honda engine. From the spec sheet, the only thing that seems to have changed is that the bore is bigger and the compression ratio is a little bit lower, but Honda insists that this has nothing to do with the older engine, this is brand new. So what you get is 22cc more, and from that extra displacement, Honda is extracting 1.5 Newton meters more of torque and about 2 bhp more. The entire motorcycle weighs about 1 kilo more, so performance should be good. But the first impression when you ride this is not of high-end performance, it's of a lot of torque. This is a super tractable motor. In fact, at one point I was coming off a speed breaker at I think 9 kilometers an hour. I was in third gear, no protesting, it just pulled cleanly away from it, and that is a very, very promising thing.
The engine is wonderful. It's easy to ride, the torque flow is effortless and cheerful, and it never ever seems to lose its grip on refinement. The gearing is excellent too, so you don't have to change gears if you don't want to in the city, and riding the Hornet is just fluid. It's lovely. And when our friends at Zigwheels tested it, no surprise, the performance numbers were good too. But for me, that isn't the highlight of the Hornet.
The nicest thing about having short hair is that you don't have to comb them for PTCs. And the nicest thing about the Hornet is the fact that the handling is just insane. I felt it as soon as I picked it up yesterday, and you put your hands on the handlebar and you can tell that there's no weight on it. And when you ride it, it feels, 50 kilos lighter than it is, but it's stable, it's confident, these MRFs are giving it just enough grip. So much so that when I did get my pegs down, I was completely not expecting it. So stable and agile both. This is very, very nice, and for me, the highlight of the Hornet is going to be how it corners.
The weakest link for the Hornet is its ride quality. It's got less suspension travel than even an RC390, and while the suspension is great at cornering, it's not that good on big bumps. The Hornet feels stiff. Strongly sporty or extremely bumpy depending on your perspective. But on the whole, the Hornet is a nice motorcycle. It does many parts of its job either well or really well. But there is a problem. You don't feel connected emotionally to it. And that to me stops the Hornet 2 from being superb or amazing. You get off it thinking, What a sweet motorcycle rather than wow, this will blow up the segment.
Array, Guddu Pandit, welcome.
What is Kalin Bhaiya doing here with that motorcycle?
Kalin Bhaiya? No, he's not here, it's just me.
Okay, but anyway, how is the Honda Hornet 2.0?
Well, you'll love the engine, lots of torque, very smooth. You'll love the handling, it feels 50 kilos lighter than it is, which is amazing. But beyond that, I'm just going to say it's a likable motorcycle.
Likeable. You see the motorcycle that I am riding. You see who's riding it, no? We are likeable.
I don't disagree, but I am the most likable thing in this story.
And there's only one way to find out.
Really now?
Yes.
Challenge accepted.
Let's go.
Varun arrived just in time to set a frame of reference for the Hornet. And luckily for us, he brought along the sportiest of the 160s, the Hero Xtreme 160R. Now the Hero is definitely not as fast, as refined or as tractable as the Hornet 2, and it does feel the difference that its smaller engine and more modest power and torque figures give it.
But on the road, ridden together, I was able to keep the Hornet in my sights no matter what Shumi tried. It feels really nice to ride, although the numbers clearly show that the Hornet's torque is strong. The difference to 60 and 100 km per hour is 0.9 seconds and 3.8 seconds. The differences in overtaking acceleration are less pronounced, especially in the city, and Shumi isn't able to get away. You were talking about that being a likeable motorcycle. You're not even able to get away. The Xtreme 160R is very close to you. And when there's bad road, you are slowing down. This doesn't have to slow down.
That's not a motorcycle, man. That's your skill. You're so much faster than me.
You will go through life trying to justify the motorcycle you're riding, no? In fact, the ride quality is the big difference. The Hero has the softness of a feather pillow for small bumps, followed by a firm setup that manages big bumps really well. It's a lot more comfy than the Hornet to ride.
The Hornet's amazing handling does give it an edge in the corners, but the Hero 160R is no pushover there either. It's another motorcycle that makes the most of its suspension and its tires. The Xtreme and the Hornet are matched more closely than we thought on every count, but fuel economy is where the Hornet is excellent at extending each liter of fuel.
Shumi, I'm wondering, with whatever we've done so far, why will anyone buy the Hornet 2.0?
Well, because it's a Honda. Honda lovers will love it. What's your problem?
My problem is that the Xtreme 160R makes 2 PS less, makes 2 Newton meter less, but is almost 25,000 rupees cheaper. Handling is very close, but the ride quality is definitely better on the 160R.
Definitely.
So I think when we compare the two motorcycles together, I think the only advantage, at least to whatever it is going to be the USB fork. That's it.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you, but here's the thing. Forget the Xtreme 160R for a minute. Okay, you're right. But we replaced this motorcycle with the RTR 200 4V, the new one. Now, the difference between the two motorcycles becomes 3,000 rupees in price. Adjustable suspension on the front, which I'd rather have than USDs, although I agree, USDs are cooler, right? Equipment-wise, they're almost the same in terms of the LCD LED balance, right? But standard Bluetooth on the RTR. The engine makes 4 bhp mode because it's a larger engine. In fact, with the riding modes, the lower riding mode, the urban mode, actually makes that peak power. It's 17.5 each.
Wow, interesting.
Right? And the RTRs, forget the specification, has always been a great bike to ride. Okay, so handling wise, maybe the Hornet has an advantage, but it won't be a big advantage. Ride quality wise, the RTR is definitely far more flush. So as a person who's either an enthusiast or a commuter riding a 200cc motorcycle, my feeling is, and we'll confirm this at the comparison, is that the 200 will make them happier. At 3,000 rupees more, I'd just tell them to get that instead of the Hornet.
Well, now we have established, at least on paper, that the RTR 200 is a better motorcycle. And that begs me to ask you this question. Where is Honda going with the Hornet 2.0?
I think that the Hornet, let's be clear, is a very pleasant and likable motorcycle, but it's sitting in a very competitive segment. But Honda tried to do the middle of the road thing between the 160s and the 200s with the Hornet. But unfortunately, the price is so high that the road it's on, I don't think it really goes anywhere.
So the contest question for this video is, there are two motorcycles that we speak of, or you see rather. We've got the Hornet 2.0 and the Xtreme 160R, but there is one more motorcycle that we speak of, a 200cc motorcycle. Which motorcycle is that? All you have to do is follow three simple rules. Number one, you have to get the correct answer. That's right. Number two, you have to be a subscriber of the channel. And number three, you have to follow PowerDrift on Instagram @PowerDrift. 5 lucky winners stand a chance to win the Tri-Fold Hat from MotoSkiveez, which of course is coming via big bad bikes. Alright then, start commenting, start liking, start sharing and keep loving. Thank you so much.